Estonia, a nation of just 1.3 million people with a proud but not always pretty history. Since gaining independence, they've lived peacefully, but in the last couple of years they've been glancing over their shoulders at a rather noisy neighbour. Their capital Tallinn lies just 135 miles from the border with Russia, and ever since the military actions were launched in Ukraine, they've been fearing that they might succumb to a similar fate. But even while the fighting stays a long way off, the effects of the conflict certainly haven't. Over 100,000 Ukrainians have sought refuge in Estonia since the start of the war, a huge number considering the country's relatively small size. And only last week, the Estonian Prime Minister Kaja Kallas was put on a wanted list by the Kremlin. But the impact of the war hasn't just been restricted to here in Eastern Europe. The conflict has also had its fair share of effects a bit closer to home. The city of Winchester has been doing its bit to help shelter and support those fleeing war-torn areas. At St. Peter's Catholic Church, a sanctuary welcome hub has been set up to offer expertise, advice and specialist support for Ukrainians, as one local charity has been telling me.
Refugees also suffer other problems, including worrying about money, clothes, accommodation and schools. There is a constant concern about loved ones being left behind. We are very, very proud that St. Peter's alongside other churches are contributing in a small way to help those people who need our support. Our home is their home now.
Meanwhile, Winchester City Council have recently started planning to regenerate local housing to accommodate refugees from both Ukraine and elsewhere. £610,000 has been allocated to refurbish a property on Colebrook Street in the city centre, to be used predominantly by Ukrainians. And over the last 2 years, a number of events have been held in solidarity with those fleeing the war. Back in 2022, a blue and yellow themed vigil at the cathedral was held, which attracted over 1,500 attendees. So after 2 years, those Ukrainians living in Winchester still don't know when they might be able to return home, but they can be reassured that their security and well-being is in safe hands.